At guard, the Ohio senior, number 5, Brian Hernandez. At center, the 6'8" senior, number 11, Marius Lillard. At forward, the 6'5" senior, number 23, Jared Johnson. And at forward, the 6'5" junior, number 25, Isaac Stanley. The Redhawks are coached by Javier Heredia, assisted by Devin Ellis, Stephen Hatcher, Eric Wolford, Jason Pierce, and Alex Constantis. And now, please get on your feet for tonight's starting lineup for your Taylor Trojans. He's a forward, 6'9" senior.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here inside Odell Arena for the season opener for the Taylor men's basketball team under the direction of 10th-year head coach Josh Andrews. They take on IU Northwest out of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference. They made the national tournament a year ago, thanks in large part to the returning 5th-year senior of Jared Johnson, who was an All-American a year ago. The Trojans, though, bring back their own 5th-year senior in the multi-time first-team All-League selection, Jason Hubbard, who had career highs in points, rebounds, minutes, three-point shooting percentage, steals, and assists a season ago. Opening tap should have gone the Trojans' way. A reverse layup is good by Brian Hernandez, as both Hubbard and Caden Furman collided with each other as Jeff Clayton won the opening tip in an uncharacteristic way, and IU Northwest has taken an early 2-0 lead. Furman attacks. His floater is rejected by Lamarius Lillard. Lillard, a 6'8" senior center, transferred in from Southwest Illinois College. 7 transfers on the year coming into this season for the Redhawks club. Kinsey gets it in, baseline right, mid-range jump shot clean for Caden Furman. And the Trojans have tied the game up at 2. Furman, the Trojans' second leading scorer a year ago, erupted for 39 points and won over Huntington last November. The Trojans looking for him to be a more consistent scorer after he kind of tailed away in the scoring column the last 2 months of the season. High right side, Isaac Standback trying to bully ball against Furman. Falls down, misses off the left side, hits the glass, and it's picked up by the Trojans, Jason Hubbard. Trying to pick him up all 90 feet with Standback. Hubbard got in, knocked out of his hands by Standback, who's made up for the poor shot earlier. He's got Johnson cutting in weak side. He got into the air, got into the hands, and that's a reach-in foul on the Trojans, our first one here of the afternoon. IU Northwest under the direction of 6th-year head coach Javier Heredia. And again, they made the national tournament a year ago as an at-large team after getting bounced from the CCAC League tournament. Malik Miller around the screen. Jacob Kinsey, who starts in place of the injured Jackson Lewis today. Driving Johnson, reverse layup with his back to the basket. Sneaks it in with his right hand over the defense of Hubbard. A 4-2 start here for IU Northwest. And they've come up with points in the first half-court set after scoring on the discombobulation off the opening tip. Low pass, able to handle it in was Hubbard, and now here comes IU Northwest the other way. Nice verticality by Hubbard. Tried to throw it into Yoon. It deflected off of Yoon and then off of Hubbard, whose heels were on the baseline. He went up and challenged the shot of Isaac Standback. Standback was the one that picked Hubbard's pass, or picked Hubbard's pocket earlier, and then the low pass on the entry there to Hubbard results in an early turnover here for the Trojans. They have not been very good with the ball here to start. A couple of turnovers here in our first 90 seconds of the season. 4-2 the IUN lead, with Malik Miller getting it in baseline right. The Redhawks in black shoot on the goal to our left. Miller around the screen, right down the lane, right around Kinsey, and that left-handed layup was way too easy. 6-2 the lead for IU Northwest as Kinsey's got to deal with the very long Jared Johnson. Hand off to Yoon, off-ball foul. It goes against IU Northwest. The Red Hawks bench was hoping for an offensive foul either against Furman or Hubbard. It's called on Brian Hernandez, his first and the first one against the Red Hawks. Hernandez was the one that came off and gave Taylor scored 25 points to the Red Hawks off the bench in their one possession win a year ago. But then Lillard, after he got the rebound, was dancing around and his heel hit the baseline. And the ball stays here with the Trojans as they shoot on the basket to our right in white with purple numbers and purple letters in the gold accents. A 6-2 start, 3 of 5 from the floor is IUN. Quick inbounds pass, too strong was Clayton. It hits the floor and it's gobbled up by Hernandez, who has one of the 3 baskets early on here for the Red Hawks. Thought about pitching it back to Malik Miller. Now Hubbard slides out and defends him in the Taylor man-to-man. Perimeter right, nice crossover. Step back, Hernandez, the lefty, missed everything except the bottom of the glass. A double team that Yoon easily avoids in the backcourt. He glides to the front court, trying to go end-to-end, knocked out of his hands, gobbled up by Clayton. Kinsey, near corner Yoon for a 3. Long, Hubbard in traffic, gets it, powers up. He's fouled, he can't get the roll, and Hubbard really upset with himself as he missed one from point-blank range. Second one on IU Northwest here in the first half. The guilty party is Standback, and that's his first. Hubbard, the All-Crossroads League first-team pick a year ago, was one of the front-runners for Player of the Year and just missed out on being named an All-American. Had career highs across the board, and as we mentioned off the top, as his free throw is missed short, had career highs in points, rebounds, minutes, three-point shooting percentage, and steals, and closed the season having 3 double-doubles in his last 6 games of a year ago. A one-man wrecking crew is Jason Hubbard, who has come back using his COVID year, and then falling face first in the lane was Malik Miller. It doesn't matter. Hubbard undeterred as he makes the first free throw of his 5th-year senior season. Knocking on the door of top 10 is Hubbard on the all-time scoring charts here for Taylor, and then Johnson throws it out of bounds to new assistant coach Kevin Alsup and junior Grant Niehaus. The problem is neither of them play for IU Northwest, and both are out of bounds. Brian Hernandez exits Javion Reed in for IU Northwest. He's a sophomore from Michigan City that transferred in from Conference Pro Lincoln Trail. Clayton, right side circle, not a three-point shooter, but Lillard defending him like he is. Kinsey goes mid-post left to Hubbard. No-look dish, down low, Clayton for a two-hand flush. The whole defense slid to Hubbard, and then a no-look dish to his classmate Clayton, who thundered it home with 2 hands. Taylor back to within 1, the closest they've been since tying the game at 2. Reed off the bench. Miller between the circles, around the screen, set by Standback. Picks up his bounce, goes right side, quickly into Standback. Double team against the smaller Yoon. Made it a tough shot, but he got the roll. Standback trying to overpower the smaller Trojan guards that are defending him here in the first half, and the lead goes back up to 3 for IU Northwest with 3.5 minutes gone here in the first half. Block left, Clayton with Taylor shooting on the basket to our right. Hubbard quickly deals it to Kinsey. Clayton tries to set the left side screen. One dribble goes backdoor cut Yoon. 3 defenders there, poked out of bounds by by Johnson, and it stays here with Taylor with 11 seconds to shoot. Taylor 2 of 6 from the floor to start, 0 of 2 from three-point distance. Spinning baseline. Hubbard goes up, got his arm tugged, and Standback can't believe it. And Hubbard's going to the line for 2 free throws. Second one on Standback here in the first half. We mentioned Jason averaged career high 23 points, 9 rebounds a season ago, and just over a steal and a block per game. Shot 74% from the stripe last year. His senior season, and then had made the decision before the year even started last year to come back for his 5th-year senior campaign. Makes the second free throw, draws Taylor to within 2. Standback exiled to the bench with that second personal foul. We get to see Davion Washington, the IU East transfer, calls Terre Haute, Indiana home in for the first time. And Hubbard trying to draw Taylor back to within a single tally, which he does with a swish. The whole Hubbard family across from us, we say congratulations to his brother who got married earlier this summer. 4 minutes gone here in the first half. IU Northwest has led the entire way. Pass into traffic. Miller tried to throw it between 3 guys. He got it back, missed it, and then Johnson pogos the ball off of the glass. Fancy footwork near side corner. Goes left block Lillard, overpowering Hubbard. Left the right hand hook, short down low. Yoon thwarts the shot away from Reed. Back down to Lillard. Mismatch with the smaller Yoon on him. Up top, wide open Reed. Left side circle three is perfect. First three made of the afternoon for either team, and that pushes the IU Northwest lead back up to 4. That's the biggest lead they've had all day. First one was at 6-2. Yoon takes the handle from Hubbard, trying to get fancy with the behind-the-back dribble, and as he did, he bounced it off of his heels. Out of bounds off of the third Taylor turnover of the first half, and that brings us to a media timeout. 15:31 left to go in the first half. IU Northwest has led the majority of the way. They lead by 4 right now. With 15:31 to go in the first half, this is Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
$15:31 left to go here in our first half. Season opener for both IU Northwest out of the Chicagoland Collegiate Athletic Conference and the Taylor Trojans out of the always competitive Crossroads League. No changes to the Taylor 5, none, it seems, for IU Northwest as they keep their 5 on the floor. They lead 11-7. Near side, almost stepping out of bounds was Johnson. His rainbow three was no good. Going up and over Yoon was Reed. Nobody boxed out Johnson, who he guides in the miss with a right hand. Not what the Trojans wanted. They could not get a rebound to turn the ball back in their possession. They almost give it away again on a low Kinsey pass. Clayton able to snap it away from 2 pesky IU Northwest defenders. Yoon, stop and pop three around the screen, left it short, and it's gobbled up by Lillard. Taylor 0 of 3 from three-point range to start. They trail by a game-high 6. Johnson is yet to score. Goes in off the high glass. He misses that runner there. I should change that. He hasn't scored in a while. He's got 4 points and misses the runner there. A poor pass again by the Trojans is easily stolen away. Johnson goes up. He tries to make it, and he did, and gets the and one as Hubbard went for the block, missed, and got a piece of Johnson's arm as he threw it in off the glass. A quick 4-0 run for IU Northeast out of the media timeout. And they've got a game-high lead of 8 as 3 Trojans come in here for the cause. Grant Niehaus, Anton Webb, who's transferred in for his junior season from Ashland University, and the freshman Jackson Olam out of Parker City, Indiana, and Monroe Central High School. Johnson to the line, the All-American a year ago, misses it off, or actually too long off the back rim, but got the visiting touch, and it's down 7 points for him. And it's a 16-7 lead for IU Northwest as their biggest lead here of the afternoon. 7 for Jared Johnson. He's matched Taylor's output by himself. Niehaus trying to tuck around Johnson on a screen, runs a lot of traffic. Furman rips it away from Johnson as Taylor almost gave it away for the 4th time here in the last few moments. Show and go Furman. Ran right into a defender, then Niehaus knocked it away. Furman slow to get back up as IU Northwest has numbers going the other way, right to left in black. Reed attacks down the lane, kicks it out near side corner. Hernandez, the lefty, off the bench and swishes a 3-point basket. 5 points for Hernandez. He scored 25 against Taylor a season ago. And Taylor men's basketball coach Josh Andrews calls a 30-second timeout. His team down by 12. A quick run out of the break. 8-0 for IU Northwest. They lead 19-7 on the Trojan Sports Network. 8-0 run for IU Northwest out of the media timeout. It's come in about a minute and a half. And the Trojans have had no answers today for this IU Northwest defense. Taylor's given it away 5 times in the first half, and it's led to 12 Red Hawk points. Another turnover almost there as Webb snatched it away for Taylor. Niehaus on the baseline, times his way through a couple of different defenders and lays it in. And the Trojans stop the 8-0 run. They're back to within 10. IU Northwest in black with white numbers and white numbers in the red letters. They go right block to Washington, trying to overpower Niehaus. Spins baseline, got into the air, down to Lillard, and he lays it in with a right hand around Nate Parlberg, the freshman, and Anton Webb. Back to a 12-point Red Hawk lead. They're shooting 8 of 15, or 9 of 16 from the floor here in the opening half. Nice step back, left elbow extended. Hubbard left it short. Johnson has it and gobbles it in. Quick pass near side to Javion Reed as IU Northwest shooting 56% from the floor. Johnson, a heat check 3, is left long off the heel of the rim. Webb has it for Taylor. Olam thought about going end-to-end, whips it to the corner to Niehaus. His 3 is good, and that's 5 in a row for Grant Niehaus. Niehaus hits the first Trojan 3 of the year. And Taylor down by 9, less than 13 to go here in the first. Johnson picks up his dribble, goes left side high to Lillard. The skinny 6'8 freshman playing outside the arc, or the senior outside the arc. Reed traveled, good D by Parlberg. Tried to keep that pivot foot down. He drug it right across the Crossroads League logo. Just turnover number 3 for IUN here in the first. Keon Lane enters for IU Northwest. He's one of those 7 transfers. He comes to the Red Hawks by way of Governor State, an in-conference transfer for IUN. Olam around a screen, thought about a 3. Lillard turned that one away, and Olam deals off to Hubbard. Jason looking for his first field goal today. Rainbows in a 3 over the 6'8 Lillard. Well, 6 for Jason Hubbard and Taylor with back-to-back 3 balls. They're actually going to call it a 2. And so just a 2-point basket. Taylor down by 7. Hernandez throws it over his head, somehow slipped through both Webb and Hubbard. No good, but then Webb threw that one arm up there and snatched it out of the air. A huge rebound for the 6'8 Anton Webb out of Dayton, Ohio. Well, the scoreboard says it's 14. The live stats say it's 15. We're going to go 15. We're going 15. Collins got it on 15. And Taylor down by 6, 21-15. Here's Anton Webb. Off-ball screen. An off-ball foul goes against IUN. 4th one on the visitors here in the first. Malik Miller back in for IUN. He replaces Brian Hernandez, who has to take a seat with those 2 personal fouls. He's got 5 points. Olam to get it in baseline left to Niehaus, and he is cooking with gas early. 3 for 3 start for Grant Niehaus, and outside of the Hubbard 3, Niehaus has scored 7 of the Trojans' last 10. And the Trojans down by 2 possessions. Block left lane, poked away by Hubbard. Jason dives on the floor, flips it out to Parlberg. 11:20 to go in the first half. Taylor with momentum back on their side, down 4. Hubbard trying to make it a 1-point game, cannot, as he misses a 3 from straight away. Miller glides to the floor. Olam tried to stop him, right down, no-look dish to Lillard. His left-handed layup was no good from the block, and then Webb turned it away. Olam racing into his own bench, can't save it, but Anton Webb, like a pogo stick, thwarted the first shot and then denied the other one aggressively. 11:08 to go here in the first half. Taylor down by 4, 21-17. As IUN gets it in on the far side of the floor. They shoot on the basket to our left in black. Olam defends Miller up top. Handoff to Ryan LaFollette, the new man off the bench for the Red Hawks. Right side high lane. Hubbard fights around the screen. 6 to shoot for IUN. Dribbling off his foot. Miller. Olam dove on the floor, and they get Jackson for the foul as he tried to dive on the loose ball. 3rd foul in the first half here for Taylor. Hubbard gets a breather. Furman comes in to get him. Out for IU Northwest is Davion Washington. And the big man, Isaac Standback, back in, 6'5" out of Chicago. Shot clock resets at 20 after the Taylor foul. IUN with the ball, leading by 4, 21-17. Lane between the circles to Miller. Olam defends him. Down the left side of the lane goes Miller. Left-hand runner, wildly off the glass, no good. And Webb has another rebound, his third, coming off the bench. Furman in transition. Swings to the corner, the lefty, Parlberg. A little excited as his first collegiate shot sails cleanly over the rim from the near side corner. Taylor 6 of 14 from the floor. Screen and roll. They get it down to, they tried to get it down to Standback, and then it got tipped into Lillard's hands. Standback, left elbow. Around the screen goes LaFollette as Niehaus swings out to him. Almost trying to get a three off. Nice bluff by Standback. Got 3 defenders around him. Throws it into traffic. Trying to fight for it. Furman throws it off the foot of Lillard. Going Taylor's way off of the center's heel. Webb is so quick up and down off the floor for a man that is 6'8". And that aggressive, active defense is what's kept that ball going in Taylor's favor. Halfway home here in the opening half of the season opener. Taylor down by 4, 21-17. Right side circle, Webb turns and faces the basket. The lefty Parlberg hands off to Furman, who fumbles it but gathers it in as LaFollette defends. Furman picks up the dribble. Right side circle, Niehaus has not missed a shot to start. Driving kick between the circles, Furman. Shoulder shake drive, between the legs bounce. Off to Webb. Thought about a sideline three. Goes with 3, and he gets called for the offensive foul as he chucks Keon Lane down to the parquet with his left arm. First one on Anton, 4th one on the Trojans here in the first half. As Jared Johnson enters for IUN, their All-American player from a season ago, takes the spot of Lamarius Lillard. So it's Johnson, Malik Miller, Keon Lane, who's a reserve, the starter Isaac Standback, and LaFollette, who's also a bench player. So 3 of the 5 starters out there for IUN, including the leading scorer in the game, Jared Johnson, who has 7. Faking around his screen was Lane. Parlberg with him. Thought about a free throw line jump shot. Instead deals it away to Miller. Spins, lost it between his legs, got it back as Parlberg guards him. Bounce out to Johnson. Webb guards him with 5 and 4. Johnson, one-hand pitch LaFollette before the shot clock expires. No, and it's gobbled up weak side by Parlberg. Taylor from left to right and White down by 4 with 9 to go in the first half. And then 2 aggressive defense from Malik Miller gets called for the block on the far sideline in front of his own bench. Number 6 on the visitors, Gavin Yoon back in for Taylor, replacing Parlberg. Gavin's younger brother Garrett led the St. Francis football team to a win over the Taylor football team today in Fort Wayne in his first collegiate start. And the freshman Garrett Yoon showed off that arm strength this afternoon a couple of times. Furman jabbing, rising for a contested 3, long. Webb goes up and over the defender, out to Yoon, open look 3, this one's good. Yoon missed his first 2 threes, buries this one, and the Trojans down by just 1, 21-20. Here with 8:35 to go in the first half. Lane around the screen, got to the top of the key as Webb switches out to him in the Taylor man-to-man. Johnson, the stand back mid-post left. Nice weak side poke away by Olam. 3-on-2 for the Trojans. Pitch back Furman, a 3 for the lead. Got it. Make it a 2 as his toe was on the line. A 2-point basket for Caden Furman. And after trailing by double figures, the Trojans have come back and they've taken a 1-point lead at 22-21 here and forcing an IU Northwest timeout.
Let's go, Taylor!
out of the full IU Northwest timeout. Game tied at 21 here in the first half with 8:10 left to go. Taylor trailed by double figures but have battled back nicely. Hubbard off the bench out of the stoppage. Low pass, stand back, trying to bully ball Webb. Beautiful pirouette. His left-hand finger roll drops. An aggressive spin move there by Standback. Gets IU Northwest to lead back at 23-21. Olam to the cutting Furman. He got leaned on by Standback and then head first slides like he was on a slip and slide in the month of July. Third foul on him, who's been good today. 2 for 4 from the floor, but now 3 fouls for the big man. And that's the 7th one on IUN, puts Taylor in the 1-1.
Shooting, number 15, Taylor Furman.
23-23 is our score. I'm going off of what our live stats say. 23-23. Front of the 1-1, no good for Furman. Normally a reliable free throw shooter. Free throws not been good for Taylor today. 3 for 5 as Furman missed that one. First one not named Jason Hubbard to take a freebie today. Johnson bluffs a 3, and then Hubbard collides into him into the air. Good read from Johnson to take the one dribble forward. And Johnson ran so far he turned on a light in the left corner with his motion. That is impressive. So 23 all, Kinsey in, Olam out for the Trojans. And Javion Reed is back in there as well for IUN. Shot clock resets to 20, 7:39 left in the first half. We're tied at 23. Lane, left side circle. Kinsey trying to deny the ball from Miller, did. They get it back to the All-American Johnson. Does not take the Lillard screen, gives it back to him. Long left elbow extended jump shot off the front rim, no. Rebounded by the right arm of Jason Hubbard. Just 6 points for Hubbard to start. 3 rebounds now, drives. Polo is going, end to end as Hubbard just took it right down Lillard's throat. Second field goal for Hubbard, and that gets Taylor back in front 25-23 with 7:07 remaining here in the first half. IUN from right to left in black. Miller off of a screen. It's a moving screen, and that's how he got so free. Guilty party, Javion Reed, his first, and more importantly, number 8 against IUN. 2 more puts Taylor in the double bonus. Anton Webb out. Really good debut for the 6'8 man out of Dayton. No points, no shots, but 4 boards and assist. Also a couple of blocks in there too. Kinsey back in as Jeff Clayton takes the spot of Webb. Hubbard open, trying to take Lillard to the rack, goes right around him with ease, muscled it in, and Hubbard starting to put his imprint on this one. Jason in double figures. Mom and Dad like that across from us, and Taylor's got a 27-23 lead. Miller in, bad pass, threw it right to Jeff Clayton of the Trojans. Then a bad pass by Clayton is easily intercepted by Lane. A 3-on-2, Lillard off balance over Clayton, off glass and through. First bucket for Lemurius Lillard. And IUN back to within the 2, but then Kinsey goes flying in on the other end, and he lays it in for 2. 27-25 the Taylor lead with 6:09 left to go in the first half. Miller between the circles. The Lane, left side circle, fell down, used the ball to steady himself and did not lose possession. Far side to Reed. Furman fights through the screen of Lillard. Johnson calls for it, gets to a 7 to shoot, turns the corner, floater, perfect. Jared Johnson lost Hubbard in the wash, and a quick 30-second timeout for Javier Heredia, the IU Northwest head man. And we'll take it with him with 5:50 left to go here in the first half of play on the season opener on the Trojan Sports Network.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Taylor up by, or game tied is at 27 up. here in the first half with 5:44 left to go out of the IUN 30-second stoppage. Clayton, right side circle, near side to Kinsey, who just had a swashbuckling layup on the last possession. Off-target pass prevented Furman from getting a three-point shot to go. Yoon spots for a three, might have been challenged, it was by Johnson, missed it short. Miller shot out of a cannon right to left for IUN. Johnson wants a three of his own, that one short off the right side rim. Kinsey got it back, tapped away, and it stays here with IUN with Javion Reed. 16 to shoot for the Red Hawks, trying to get the lead back with the game level at 27. Miller down low to Lillard, mismatch against the shorter Kinsey, and that's too easy for Lamurius Lillard. And that gets IUN back in front by a deuce, 29-27. Again, remember, they led by 12 earlier in the half, 19-7, and then Taylor's erased it since. Too aggressive on the reach-in was Davion Washington, his first and number 9 against the visitors here in the first half. So a 1-and-1 opportunity for Hubbard, who's 3 of 4 from the stripe today with a game-high 10 points. That should make it 8 points for Hubbard. Trying to get to 10 here with a couple of free throws. First one, front rim, back rim, dances and drops. The 5th-year senior bounce right there on the hoop to our right. Taylor 4 of 6 from the line today. Jason now 4 of 5. Trying to tie the game at 29. As a man walks in from the arena, does not thwart Hubbard. After missing his first freebie, Jason's made 5 in a row. Niehaus in for Yoon at the Taylor lineup, and we're back even at 29. Ten points, 3 boards, and an assist for Hubbard in the first game of his 5th-year senior season. Miller slashes in through traffic, no good, but Furman got a piece of him as he tried to get in late to draw the charge. He was a step late. His heels were in the restricted area as well. And the first one on the junior, Furman, sends IUN to the line for 2 with Malik Miller. Number 6 on Taylor in the first half. Miller to the line for 2. He's a 5'10 senior that transferred in from Calumet St. Joseph. First of 2, long and left. 2 points for Miller today, or 4 points, excuse me, 2 of 4 from the floor. He has yet to attempt a 3-point shot. Neither team shooting the ball particularly well from deep. Taylor 4 of 11, IUN 2 of 7. Second one for the righty Miller, front rim off the glass and home. He's got 5. Tied for second leading scorer with Brian Hernandez. And IUN back in front by 1, 30-29. Kinsey, screen and roll. Good denial by IUN. They did not let Hubbard get an open look at 3. Niehaus skips the pass. Furman, contested 3-ball, right side, swish. Second field goal today for Caden Furman, his first 3. And Taylor back in front by 2, 32-30. Johnson around the screen. Hubbard there. Nice bounce pass underneath the hoop. Off target and in off the glass. Off balance is what I should have said. Davion Washington. The slight head fake got Niehaus in the air, and the and one coming for IUN. Clayton out, Webb in for the Trojan 5. Remember, Taylor doing this all without their starting point guard Jackson Lewis, who's out today with a lower body injury. Davion Washington, the transfer from IU East, rainbows in and completes the and one. His first 3 points of the day have got IUN back in front by 1, 33-32. 4:10 separates us from halftime. Left side eye Hubbard trying to go down the lane. Good help defense by Miller, poked it away. Kinsey racing back. Miller got a little sloppy with the layup, with the dribble, missed the layup. Down low is Reed. Had to poked away, gets it back up top. Misplay, and now Hubbard off to the races for a highlight reel. Windmill dunk. He missed the landing, but it doesn't matter. A windmill slam for the 5th-year senior, Jason Hubbard. Well, that's a way to get the people out of their seats. 3 missed on the other end. Webb with the rebound for Taylor. And now with the Trojans riding the momentum of the crowd, trying to really blow the roof off the place. Hubbard looks Webb's way on the right block. Lillard defends him. Pivot, baseline dribble. Webb up and under move. Reverse layup. What a first basket of his Taylor career for Anton Webb. A 3-point Taylor lead. The Hubbard slam, and now the Webb reverse. Miller off balance, flings it far side to Reed. Denied a three, loses it, picked up Furman. 3-on-2, he's got Hubbard and Webb to the block. He tried to go to Hubbard, it was deflected away. Hubbard mid-post left, clean for two. 14 for Jason Hubbard in the blink of an eye. Hubbard and Webb have taken things over as Taylor has opened up a 5-point lead, their biggest lead of the afternoon at 38-33. Hubbard almost took another one away and tried to add to the early season highlight film. Reed regathers for IUN. Johnson perimeter right. Shoulder shake on Niehaus, got in, fade away from mid-range, swish. Good job by Jared Johnson, 9 points for him, stops the Taylor run that was at 6-0. Got into Niehaus's body, created that space, and swished a fadeaway jumper. 3-point Taylor lead as Kinsey hits the brakes. 2:14 left in the first half. Season opener, Hubbard, stop and pop three, front rim no. Webb fought for it, trying to save it was Washington as he went diving out of bounds aggressively. 5-on-4, Johnson dribbles off of his foot. Kinsey dove on the floor, couldn't get away from Miller. He got into Niehaus, threw it wildly over his head, and threw it right into the rim as folks across from us pleading for a foul that doesn't come. Taylor's lead is 1. Furman trying to make it 4. His 3 is no good. Johnson taps on the floor, no good. Hubbard attacks. A circus layup is good for 2, and a flex for good measure for Jason Hubbard. 16 first half points for 0 in white. And Taylor's lead is back to 3 at 40-37. Timeout on the floor with 99 seconds left in our first half.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Timeout on the floor, trying to see who called it. It was a full timeout, so whoever took it, they've got one less. We've got 95 seconds left in the first half. IU Northwest with the ball, down 3 as they go from right to left in black. Jackson Olam back in for the Trojans, replacing Hubbard. Miller drives, kicks right side 3 for Lane. Back rim long, Yoon with the miss for TU. Trojans leading by 3. They trailed by as many as 12 here in the opening half. They've led by as many as 5. Yoon around a Webb screen. Perimeter left, this is Furman. Right-hand dribble, driving on Lane. Spins, lost his balance, threw it up off the left side of the glass. No foul, but Webb gets the offensive board. Niehaus spins, a pirouette was no good. Yoon down low is blocked from behind, out of bounds by Johnson. First miss on the day for Grant Niehaus. Yoon turning around, looking where the foul was. And Nate Parlberg back in for the Trojans. 6'6" lefty freshman, rim runner and shooter from Franklin High School in Franklin, Ohio, the alma mater of former Taylor sharpshooter Evan Crow. Hubbard has 16 of Taylor's 40 first half points. Olam gets it into Webb. Right corner handoff back to Olam. Left hand dribble, one hand bounce to the perimeter to the block right and Webb. Under a minute to go in the first half. One hand pass back out to Olam. Couldn't get the screen, did Webb. They go left side high to Yoon. Now perimeter left Niehaus, right-hand dribble, lost it between the legs of 2 IU Northwest players, and Niehaus cleans out Malik Miller as he went diving for the loose ball. First one on Grant, number 8 on Taylor, and we take the long walk to the other end with IUN in the 1-and-1. Miller's 1 of 2 from the line today. IUN 3 of 4 from the stripe as a team. Taylor led this game in turnovers early as Miller misses the free throw, and Webb has his legs cut out from underneath him with no foul. Niehaus tried to save it, he did. Now it's into IUN, going up. Circus reverse layup is dancing on the rim. It rolls off, no good, and Olam comes scrapping out of there with the miss, as it looked like it was missed by Malik Miller down low, and then Miller gets called for the reach-in foul trying to back tap Olam. Second one on Miller. That ball danced 3, 4, or 5 times on the back iron before finally falling away. And good job by Olam to go darting in and get the loose rebound. Jackson Olam, 5'11" freshman, makes the first free throw, led his alma mater, Monroe Central, to their best season in school history year, going undefeated regular season and a nice run through the Indiana State tournament. His dad has moved on, was his high school coach at Monroe Central, is now the head coach at Muncie Central, where his younger brother Josiah is tearing it up for the Muncie Central football team, and most likely we'll see him tear it up for the basketball team as well. Olam misses the second, shot clock turned off. Taylor leads by 4, IUN with the ball. 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Jared Johnson with 9 first half points to lead the way for IUN. The chant is defense from the fans across from us. Johnson goes with 9. Webb comes to help with that 6'8" wingspan. Hand off to Miller with 5 to go. Step back 3 right side, air ball. Rebounded out of bounds by Keon Lane. And Taylor gets it back with a second and 6/10 remaining in the first half. Taylor leads by 4. Paulberg will get it in from the baseline left. He's got Niehaus wide open midcourt. No one guards him. He heaves it, and Johnson beats it away. Good recovery by Johnson to see that Niehaus was wide open and thwarts what would have been a half-court 3 attempt. So after trailing by 12 in the opening 20 minutes, the Trojans come back and take a 4-point lead to the locker room at 41-37. We're back with the BSN Sports Halftime Report. After this, you're enjoying Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria. It's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
We know you loved him so much a year ago, so our little guy is back, reigning in jumpers for another year of halftime entertainment for you here during Taylor men's basketball games. That's our guy Josiah down there. Free entertainment is always good. At halftime, the Taylor Trojans lead IU Northwest 41-37, trying to avenge last year's one-possession loss on the road. Taylor started the game off struggling. They kept turning over in bunches to start. They calmed that down and finished with just 8 first-half turnovers. IUN turned it over 9 times in the first half. Each team scored 12 points off their opponent's miscues. Taylor shot 52% in the first half, 15-29 from the floor overall. They were just 5 of 15 from 3. They were 6 of 9 from the free throw line. IUN, on the other hand, shot 44% from the field. They were 2 of 10 from deep and 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. We had one double-figure score, and if you've been with us for the last 4 years, you know his name well. That would be Mr. Jason Hubbard. He started off slow, but got going late, finished with 16 first-half points, 5 of 8 from the floor, 1 of 3 from downtown, and was 5 of 6 from the stripe. 8 points for Caden Furman, 3 of 7 and 2 of 5 from 3. 7 points off the bench for Grant Niehaus as he made his first 3 shots from the floor today. He finished 3 of 5 in the first half and 1 of 2 from beyond the arc. 3 points for Gavin Yoon, 2 apiece for Jeff Clayton and Jacob Kinsey, 2 as well for Anton Webb, and 1 point for Jackson Olam. Nate Parlberg played in the first half but did not score. On the other side for IUN, Jared Johnson, their All-American from a year ago, led the way. He had 9 points on 4 of 8 shooting. He was 4 of 5 from inside the arc, was 0 of 3 from downtown. 7 for Malik Miller, 6 for Lamarius Lillard. 5 for Brian Hernandez, and 4 for Isaac Standback, who played limited just 7 minutes in the first half after really bullying Taylor down low because he picked up his 3rd personal foul. 3 points for Javion Reed and 3 points for Davion Washington off the IUN bench. Keon Lane and Ryan LaFollette were held scoreless. Taylor had the slight edge in rebounds in the first half, 19-18, and the Trojans' leading rebounder was Anton Webb in his first game at Taylor. He had 6. That leads the game. Lamarius Lillard had 5 boards for IUN. Taylor assisted on 8 of their 15 hoops, 3 of them coming from Jackson Olam off the Taylor bench. 8 dimes as well for IUN on their 16 field goals. They had 2 apiece from Malik Miller, Lamarius Lillard, and Javion Reed. Taylor had 4 blocks, 2 of them from Hubbard, 1 from Yoon, and 1 from Webb. 2 blocks for IUN, 1 for Lillard, and 1 for Johnson. Taylor had 5 steals, 2 from Hubbard, 2 from Furman. IUN had 6 steals, 2 for Millard, and 2 for Standback. Other numbers of note, IUN did most of their damage in the paint, outscoring Taylor by 10, 22-12. But the Trojans outscored IU Northwest at the line by 3, 6 made free throws to just 3. Second chance points, slide edge to IUN at 9-8. Fast break points were in favor of the Trojans at 10-4. The Taylor bench outscored the IU Northwest bench 10-6, and we had 6 ties and 5 lead changes in a fun first half of play. IUN's biggest lead was 12 at 19-7. Taylor's biggest lead was 5, coming with about 4 minutes left to go in the first half. That does it for the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break, it's Taylor 41, IU Northwest 37 in the season opener for both teams. This is Taylor Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. with our fantastic crew of Colin and Missy. My name is Rick Johnson. We're back with you for the second half of action from here inside Odell Arena. Taylor leads as we get ready to start the second half, 41-37. Trojans have their starting five on the floor. Same thing for IU Northwest, and Taylor starts with the ball. Hubbard, Yoon, Clayton, as now Brian Hernandez leaning on Jacob Kinsey. Now a second player comes up, and they're going to bracket Jacob Kinsey. Everybody wants to come and see how Jacob Kinsey's doing today. Inbound to Hubbard, far side inside the arc. Clayton and Taylor gets ready to start the second half. They have the first possession, shooting on the goal to our left. Out near the volleyball line, dribbles Kinsey, being defended by Standback. Now a handoff to Hubbard. Wide open lane, pull up, floater, teardrop, no. Clayton got it, gathered it in, threw it off the glass, no. Trying to rip it away from three different people. And the held ball will send it back to IUN as Clayton got tied up on the right block. Kinsey had just 2 points in the first half. Got denied there by a rotating defender. Had to float it up high and just couldn't get the touch to go. Malik Miller, Brian Hernandez, Lamurius Lillard, Jared Johnson, Isaac Standback. The starting five for IUN start the second half here for the Redhawks as they trail by 4. Left elbow jump shot, Standback just moseyed his way in and rattled it in for 2. Had 6 in the first half, but he played with those 3 personal fouls and only played 7 minutes. But IUN gets our first points of half 2, and they've clawed to within a deuce. Hubbard turns and faces the basket, Johnson defending him. Swings it around the left arc, this is Yoon. Around the screen, stop and pop, 3 ball, switch for Yoon. Second 3 of the afternoon for Yoon. That gives him 6 points. And the Trojans answer with a 3 ball, and they go up by 5, tying their biggest lead of the afternoon, 44-39. Just underway here in the second half. Standback drives, goes far side to Miller. Left corner 3, bluff, spins between 2 guys, missed it off the glass, threw it up off the glass again, couldn't get it as Furman gets. He's got Hubbard cutting in, lobs to the goal. Hubbard throws it down on an alley-oop from Caden Furman. 18 points for Hubbard, and Furman with the highlight reel assist. Trojan lead is 7. 18 for Hubbard on 6 of 9 shooting. Johnson around the corner, baseline pass, nicely fed down low to the cutting Brian Hernandez for 2. 7 for him. He was the only double-figure scorer in IUN's win a year ago. Had 25 off the bench. Furman around the Hubbard screen, back to Hubbard, bluffs a 3 and attacks. Good back poke by Johnson, but he got the left hip of Hubbard, and that's a reach-in foul on Jared Johnson. His first and the first one against IUN here in the second half. 5-point Taylor lead, minute 56 seconds into half 2. Taylor in white with purple numbers and purple letters. IUN with the red letters and the white numbers and the black uniforms and shorts. Left side Clayton screen, got Hubbard to the top. He resets it again. Right elbow extended jump shot was long, and the one-handed rebound is Brian Fernandez's of IUN. The big man wheels to the floor, directing traffic with his right and dribbling with his left. Off the Standback, pocket pass down low, Lillard, who rolls it in from the right side. 6 points for Lamurius Lillard as he's 4 of 8 from the floor, and IUN back to within a possession, down 3. Kinsey in the air, right corner to Yoon. Has hit a 3 here in the second half. Fakes right, goes left on the baseline. Between 2 guys, Clayton one dribble to greatness, and he lays it in off the glass. 4 for Jeff Clayton, and Taylor's lead is 5 at 48-43. 3 minutes into this second half, Taylor's lead is 5. Hernandez on the left side high. Yoon guards him in the Taylor man-to-man. Screen and roll, backside Lillard. Long 2 over Clayton, swish. As Lillard continues to heat up here, he's got 8 points overall. They give him 10 points in the ball game. 3 minutes into this half, IUN not going anywhere. They're down by 3 again. Hubbard bluffs a 3 with Standback defending. 1 dribble off to Kinsey, right side high. Near sideline, this is Furman. Left block to Clayton. Lillard guards him. Clayton puts on the floor. Bully ball in. Got held on the arm on his way up. And they call a jump ball, and it stays here with the Trojans on the possession arrow. Ball stays here with Taylor. 11 seconds to shoot. Trojans lead by 3. Hubbard back into Kinsey, who dealt it on the baseline. 8 to shoot, now 7. Far side hash mark, Yoon with 5. He's got to go quick with 4. He's got even quicker with 3, with 2. They don't know how much time is left. It's going to be a shot clock violation, and Taylor gives it away for the first time here in the second half on a mismanaged possession. Taylor head coach Josh Andrews, hands on his hips underneath that fantastic suit coat. Unpleased with the first second half turnover, moves the Trojan total to an even 10. 3-point deficit for IUN. They have yet to lead since the end of the first half. Stand back against Furman. Just outside the left elbow, spins, backs down right hand. Poking at its Hubbard, double team there. Off balance, heaves it up, no good. But it's going to be a foul on Hubbard for getting him on the leg, it looked like, and it is. Second one on Jason, first one on Taylor here in the half. And the shot clock resets to 20. With them down by 3. Just over 4 minutes gone here in the half. Miller between the circles, Kinsey defending him. Down the lane he goes, sprinting in. Clayton, though, pinned it off the glass. And now Kinsey out and running. Into the air, cutting Yoon. Reverse layup, no good. Too strong off the window. Stand back able to pick it up after the nice trail block there by Clayton. Off-ball foul, a hold on a cutter. If it's on Yoon, it'll be his first, and it is. And that brings us to immediate timeout. 15:48 left to go here in the second half. Taylor's lead down to 3, 48-45 here in the season opener against IU Northwest on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Our first of 2 broadcasts here on the Trojan Sports Network today. We've got women's soccer tonight, senior night, their regular season finale against St. Francis. Out of the media timeout, 24 to shoot for IU Northwest. Lob to the rim, stand back, missed the guide in, but Anton Webb, the newcomer off the Taylor bench, fouled him from behind. Wonderful action there for the Redhawks out of the stoppage. Ran a lot of traffic and interference on the right block, and then coming out of the fray was stand back. Got the lob from Johnson on the right baseline and then almost able to guide it in. Missed the layup, but he's got 2 free throws here. No dribble, quick release, and he bangs it in off the back of the rim. 7 for Standback on his first free throw of the afternoon. Junior transfer from Wabash Community College. Second one from the righty. Front rim, kisses off the glass and drops home. 8 for Standback, 4 here in the second half. And just like that, IUN is back to within 1, down 48-47. Furman trying to push the lead back up, missed it short. Webb soars over everyone and bounces it out to Hubbard. Anton Webb has got springs underneath his sneakers. Yoon drives, almost dunked it, got fouled, and then he gets tripped by Isaac Standback. No harm there for Standback, but a wonderful baseline drive from Yoon to finish with his left hand. 8 for Yoon, his first second half scoring, as Olam in to replace Kinsey. No Jackson Lewis, the Trojan starting point guard a year ago, as Yoon completes the 3-point play. His sophomore classmate Kinsey getting one of, if not the, first start of his collegiate career today in place of Lewis. That means more time for the freshman Olam as well. Hubbard fights over a screen. Johnson backdoor cut Standback on the baseline right at the rim as Standback bullied his way away from Furman. 10 here for Standback, second IU Northwest player in double figures. Webb goes up. He's fouled hard on the arms as he went up to try to tear the rim off. Fouled by Lemurius Lillard. First on him, number 3 on the visitors. Taylor's lead back down to 2, but Webb steps to the line for 2 freebies. We mentioned this junior transfer from Ashland University played against Taylor's Jason Hubbard in high school back in Dayton. Webb misses this off target right, has one more free throw coming. Grant Niehaus makes his first second half appearance. He spells Furman. Hubbard, a graduate of Miamisburg High School. Webb out of Dayton Christian. Webb trying to push the Taylor lead up to 3. Game high 7 rebounds for the 6'8" man. And the righty misses that one long, but Hubbard gets it, turns around, right hand float shot is good for 2. 20 for Jason Hubbard as he has done whatever he's wanted after the early going today. Taylor's lead up to 4, one off of their game high lead of 5. We've played 5 minutes of second half action. Johnson around the screen, stop and pop 3, off target left, but the rebound is Lillard's in the corner and IUN resets. Left block stand back, bully ball. Hubbard tried to get it on a charge, and they're going to get a flop warning on Hubbard after the ball was loose, and it was almost gobbled up by Yoon. Johnson now 0 of 4 from three-point range today for IUN, as the Red Hawks are just 2 of 10 from distance. The Trojans, meanwhile, are 4 of 14. It's going to be a flop warning, and that's an automatic foul and a technical free throw coming for Jared Johnson on the flop warning against Hubbard. And the first one and the only one is good for Johnson. That's a new rule this year, an automatic technical free throw for the flop warnings. It used to be just the warning, and then on the second one is where you would get the free throws and the ball. Javion Reed now in for IU Northwest as Johnson gets it on the left side. Baseline left, lefty drive, turns back, and he stepped out of bounds on the baseline with Hubbard defending. Turnover number 10 for IUN, their first one of the second half. And Taylor gets it, going from right to left, and White leading by 3, 53-50. 5.5 minutes expired here in the second half. Miller guards Olam, who bounces it off left side high to Hubbard. Fakes the ball to the right, drives in, double team comes, diving on a stand back, poked it free. Not having the advantage is Malik Miller, so he waits for reinforcements. Now engages, pitching down to stand back in the paint. Yoon cuts him off, poking at the ball, stand back, rips it away, and circles it and snakes it over the front of the rim. 12 for stand back, 8 here in the second half on 5 of 7 shooting. Yoon rips it away and dances on the right side. Goes in, knocked out of his hands by Johnson. IUN looking for the lead, down by 1, 53-52. Malik Miller doesn't want an open 3 and now re-engages. Down the right side lane, floater, and IUN's back in front. They've outscored Taylor 7-3, and they regain a 1-point lead at 54-53. Their first lead since they led 29-28 back in the first half. Hubbard hands off to Olam, looking for some help scoring. Olam thought about a step back 3, goes to right elbow extended Hubbard. Johnson poking at the ball, ripping to the baseline right's Hubbard. 3 defenders there as Hubbard lost it. Getting it back, off balance shot with 9, spins it off the rim, and stand back hauls it in for IUN. Taylor looking for points. They have not gotten them in a while. Had the 2-pointer that put them up by 4, 53-49. Since then, it's been a 5-0 spurt for the Red Hawks, and they lead by 1. Johnson trying to make it a deep 3 lead. No, and Webb snaps the miss out of there. It's his 8th one of the first half as Johnson's 3-point shooting continues to be bad. 0 of 5 is the All-American from downtown. Yoon for the lead back. 3, good with a hand in his face. And Yoon, the second Trojan in double figures with 12 on his 3rd, made 3 of the afternoon. 3 of 6 from downtown is Yoon, and the Trojans regain a 2-point clearance. 12:38 left to go here in the second half. Johnson at the volleyball line, bounces off to Reed. Yoon guards him in the man-to-man on the right side of the floor. Left side of the lane, kick far sideline. This is Johnson with 10 to shoot. Between the legs, bounce, gives off in the lane, paint, poked away, Hubbard gathered in, off to Yoon, who's galloping forward. Multiple men slapping at the ball as Yoon goes sprawling into the Taylor cheerleaders to our left. 2-shot foul upcoming for Yoon. It's on Jared Johnson, the All-American second. 4th one on IUN here in the second half. And Johnson gets a breather here, along with Javion Reed. Fouls on the floor. Keon Lane has come in for IUN, along with Davion Washington. The Trojans bring Nate Parlberg onto the floor for the first time in the second half. And Caden Furman back out there as well. The Yuns have made it. They've switched out of their St. Francis gear, watching their younger son Garrett win his first collegiate start today at quarterback for the Cougars, and they watch Furman bury a three from the right side. Caden Furman now with an even 10 points on his second made three here of the afternoon. Taylor up by 5, matching their biggest lead of the afternoon. Well, trying to answer with the three was Washington, gives off far side to Lane. Left block, Standback, who's been a bully here in the second half against Taylor offensively, and he bullies his way in for another one as Standback might have hurt his teammate Malik Miller's hand with an aggressive high five. 14 for Isaac Standback, 10 here in the second half. And he's now 4 of 4 here after halftime. He has just dominated Taylor down low as Furman gets called for his second personal foul. Cannot complete the three-point play as Furman snatches down the rebound. That's his third one of the afternoon to go with his 10 points. Goes right side, double team there, turns away, cutting into the paint was Webb, poking at it was IUN, and they steal it by Malik Miller. Taylor gives it away for the 13th time in the ball game today, 4th time here in the second half. Back to the go-to man, Standback. Webb there to help, jump stop. Nice Hakeem Olajuwon fake, and Standback is just turning it on here this afternoon. 12 second half points, and he's got IUN back to within 1 on a beautiful dream shake move underneath the hoop. Parlberg to Webb with Lillard guarding him. Backdoor cut, Furman wide open, and an excellent find from Webb as IUN fell asleep defensively. Furman with 12. Third Trojan in double figures, a 30-second Taylor timeout as their lead is back to 3 with 11:10 to go in this one. Out of the Taylor 30-second timeout, they've got 4 full timeouts left. IUN's got a 30 and 3 of their 4 full timeouts. No changes to the Taylor 5, no changes to the IUN 5. Miller, Lane, Standback, who's been the workhorse here in the second half, Washington and Lillard. Miller, nice fake, goes in, misses the rolling layup, but it's rebounded by IUN left side. Lane powers it up off the glass from the left side of the floor. First scoring for him. And IU Northwest is back to within 1, down 61-60. Yoon swings it around the knee house. The juniors trying to give Taylor some offense here. They have been good here today. Reach and foul, the guilty party, Keon Lane of IU Northwest. His first and the 5th on the Redhawks. And Grant Jones comes in for the Trojans. Jones, 6'5", sophomore out of nearby Muncie. Replaces Parlberg in the lineup as the Trojans go with a little more size down low. Niehaus to deal it in, far sideline in front of the Taylor bench. Top of the key, Furman with Hubbard on the bench getting a breather. Left side baseline drive, poked away, Furman got it back, fade away 10-footer. Back rim, no, and Lillard rips it away from Jones. His 7th rebound of the afternoon to pace IUN in that category. One off of Taylor's Anton Webb, who has a game-high 8. IUN, though, looking for the lead, down by 1, 61-60. Washington thought about a 3, goes far sideline to Miller in front of his own bench. Niehaus defends, back to Washington. Webb cuts him off on the baseline left. Washington looking for up, low bounce pass, easy steal on the near side by Taylor's Caden Furman. 12th giveaway for IU Northwest. The Trojans had converted those previous miscues into 20 points. Yoon, far sideline Webb, who can shoot the 3. Furman, definitely a 3-point shooter, picks it up as IUN pokes at it. 15 to shoot. Left sideline, Niehaus trying to get to the baseline. Miller cut him off. Niehaus found an edge and hits the reverse layup. Left to right with the right hand. 8 for Grant Niehaus. His first second half scoring pushes the Taylor lead up to 1 full possession at 3, 63-60. As the top players for both teams ready to come back in. 2 subs for both teams about to enter. Standback against Webb. He's been great in the half. Can't get it as he goes falling down to the floor. Foul on Webb. That's Anton's third. That's a rough one for the Trojans today. He's been Taylor's best rebounder today. Third on Anton, fifth one on Taylor in the second half. And 2 free throws coming for Standback, who's 2 of 3 from the stripe today. His first one is no good, as the Taylor fans down below us might alter with his thought process. Brian Hernandez and Jared Johnson in for IUN. They replace Malik Miller and Davion Washington. Yoon and Niehaus exit for Taylor, with Hubbard and Kinsey coming back in. Webb has to take a seat with those 3 personal fouls. Jeff Clayton comes in to get him. So we'll write down 9:27 on the score sheet when Webb, the top rebounder today, had to exit with his 3rd personal. Standback has been great today. He makes the second freebie. He's got 17 points here in the ball game today, and 13 have come since halftime. And he's barely missed a shot here this afternoon. Taylor's lead down to 2. Furman fakes. Tried to thread it in, threw it a little bit too much heat, as Grant Jones might not have been ready for it. 2 defenders came to Furman. He slipped the ball through. It bounced away from Jones, who exits in place of Kinsey, it looks like. Kinsey, Clayton, Furman, Niehaus, and Hubbard, the Taylor 5. Hernandez, who had 25 off the bench a year ago in the IUN win, gives off far side. Step back lane, 3 in front of his bench. Long, rebounded in there by Niehaus, who darts in and gets his first carom of the day. Taylor's lead is 2. They have the ball from right to left and white. Niehaus back up top, Furman. Hernandez right there on the catch. Inside the arc, left side to Hubbard. Help comes if Johnson needs it. Lillard waiting in the paint, little shoulder shake, little fade away, little basket for Hubbard. 24 for Jason Hubbard on 9 of 14 shooting. A little shoulder shake, and that pushes the Taylor lead up to 4, 65-61. 8:35 to go. Hernandez goes, deals off block to Johnson. Double team out to Standback. Fakes the 3, no good, and Hubbard gets called for the reach-in, and that's the 4th on Jason Hubbard. Number 6 on Taylor here in the half. Next one puts IU Northwest in the penalty. Anton Webb in to get Hubbard. So after Webb picked up his 3rd foul, he comes back in almost a minute later, 58 seconds to be exact. And so keep 8:29 in the second half on your sheet at home that's when Hubbard picked up his 4th personal foul. Standback has been great for IUN today, picking up the pace for Johnson here in the half. Now Johnson wide open, mismatch against Kinsey, and he overpowered his way in for 2. 14 for Jared Johnson, just his 2nd field goal of the second half. And the Taylor lead cut down to a deuce with 8:06 left to go here in the contest. Left block Clayton, 1 dribble out near sideline Furman. Niehaus between the circles, right elbow extended. This is Clayton. Handoff back to Niehaus. Shoulder shake and drive, got right around Johnson for a wide open layup, and Niehaus wasn't that open during layup lines in pregame. 4th Trojan in double figures, and even 10 for Niehaus, and the Taylor lead back up to 7. Or back up to 4, 67-63. Hernandez, bully ball, Kinsey off the glass somehow as his feet were running underneath of him. Looked like it might be off target. Good defense from Kinsey, better offense from Hernandez. 9 for him, back to within 2. Kinsey tried to thread the needle, but it went off the hands of Hernandez and Lillard. And an official stoppage on the floor with 7:28 left to go here in the second half. Taylor's led for the majority of the second half. They lead by 2, 67-65, with 7:28 left to go in this one here on the Trojan Sports Network. Taylor ball out of the media timeout. 7:28 left to go here in the season opener. Taylor leads by 2. The Trojans are 12 of 18 here shooting in the second half. Still shooting at 57%, better than they did in the first half. IUN up at 52% for the ball game. They've shot the ball great in the second half. They are 12 of 18. Kinsey goes far side through the hands of Furman into the Taylor bench, but is deflected there. And it stays here with the Trojans. At least that was the initial signal. Nope. Missed call by the referee on the far side, so it's a turnover on Taylor, their 15th. And the ball goes back to IUN, trailing by 2. The Red Hawks have scored 20 points off the previous 14 Taylor turnovers. The Trojans, on the other hand, have scored 18 off the previous 12 miscues for IUN. Johnson guarded by Niehaus with Hubbard on the bench for Taylor with 4 fouls. Standback has been great in the half, bangs with Webb, leaves it short, air ball. Niehaus then gets taken out underneath as Standback didn't let Niehaus land. And that's the 4th one on the best player in the second half for IUN, Isaac Standback. 6th one on the visitors. Good to see both men get back up as Standback just stood there and did not catch the soaring Niehaus, who came down with the board, his 3rd one of the afternoon. Yoon comes in to get Furman for Taylor. Kinsey out in place of Olam. And Ryan LaFollette in as well for the Red Hawks. He's going to give Standback a break. He's got to exit with those 4 personal fouls. He's scored 13 of his 17 here in the second half. Has picked up the slack for the All-American Jared Johnson, who's out there on the floor right now for IUN. Hernandez, the elder statesman, picks up the freshman Olam, trying to pick his pocket in the backcourt, and Olam keeps it. Now Johnson switches to him on the perimeter left as Taylor shoots on the basket to our left. Niehaus trying to shake away from his defender. Far sideline Clayton, back to Niehaus. Webb bluffs a 3, goes down the lane, tries to go and tear the rim off, and Lillard got his arm in there and prevented himself from ending on an endless highlight reel on the social medias. Second one on Lillard, the 7th one on IUN. That puts Taylor in the 1-and-1 penalty. And Webb to the line where he's 0 of 2 this afternoon, but a fruitful day for Webb. 8 rebounds and 2 assists. 2-shot trip here. First one, front rim and dances off. Trying to push the Taylor lead up to 3. Taylor 58% from the line today. Webb makes the first one. And the Taylor lead back up to 3. 68-65, less than 7 to go here in the second half. Senior out of Chicago, Hernandez goes to the 5th-year senior Johnson. Niehaus defends. Left-hand dribble, left corner, LaFollette 3. Nope, off the rim, and Clayton has the weak side rebound. That's Jeff's second one of the afternoon, and just the second shot of the day for LaFollette. Olam hands off to Niehaus with Taylor nursing a 3-point lead. Their best player on the bench right now with 4 fouls, that's Jason Hubbard. Clayton, far side hash mark Yoon. Near side, they spin it to Niehaus. Fakes right, goes left, got to the block. Circus his way in as Niehaus slipped his way through and laid it in off the glass with a right hand from the left side of the rim. 5-point Taylor lead, tying their biggest lead of the afternoon as we approach 6 to go here in the second half. IUN went to the national tournament a year ago, trying to get back there here. Hernandez got thwarted away by Webb, stolen by Clayton. Throws it far side to Webb with one man back in Johnson. Webb tried to go up and dunk it. It was blocked by Johnson, who saved it before going out of bounds. Hernandez, open 3 left corner. Nope. Weak side rebound. Yoon over the back of Lane as he jumped on top of him. A soaring right-handed jam try from Webb. Good defense from Johnson to turn that one away. Webb sets the screen for Yoon. 2 men there. Low bouncer to Webb. Goes left baseline to Clayton. Wants to back down Lillard. Right hand goes in. Jump stop, spins. Fade away, no good. Yoon got it back and laid it in with his left hand. 14 for Gavin Yoon off the offensive putback. 5th board, 5th hoop for Yoon. Timeout Taylor, their lead up to a game-high 7. Timeout for the Trojans with 5:19 to go here in the second half.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Both teams shooting the ball incredibly well here in the second half, both over 60%. IUN 12 of 22, the Trojans 14 of 21, but a quick spurt here by TU has got them on a 4-0 run, and they lead by a game-high 7 out of their own full timeout. Jason Hubbard and Caden Furman back on the floor for Taylor. Hubbard defends Johnson, heaves it off the glass, no good. Almost having it was Webb. Olam dives on the floor, and he gets tied up. It stays here with the Red Hawks, but excellent hustle by the freshman point guard Jackson Olam. Again, a 5-0 Trojan spurt, 5:05 left here. Malik Miller to get it in for IUN, baseline right corner to Johnson, outside the arc to go to Javion Reed, who just came in during the timeout. Miller hesitates, step back, Lillard measuring a left side high 3, back rim no, Johnson weak side rebound, stays here with IUN. Out to the volleyball line and Miller. Reed comes back to the near side, Johnson, 3 over Hubbard, swish from a couple steps outside the arc. He missed his first 5 threes, gets his 6th one to go, and Johnson has 17 points, 8 here in the second half, and that stops the quick run for the Trojans. IUN back to within 4. Screen and roll, Webb goes in, bumped on the head, he laid it in, they'll wave it off. The Trojan faithful wanting a continuation in the and 1. They will not get it. The foul is on the floor. It's the 8th one against the Red Hawks, and Taylor in the 1-1. Webb is 1 of 4 from the line today. The Trojans are just 8 of 14 as a team for 57%. Webb missed his first 3 of the day, made his most recent one. And that's 2 in a row. 4 for Webb off the bench. Still has that game-high 8 rebounds. This can make it a 6-point Taylor lead with 4:32 left to go. Yep, no rebound when you make them. After missing his first 3, Webb's made 3 in a row. And the Trojans won off of a game-high lead. They lead by 6 with 74-68 margin. Reed, perimeter left, gets the top of the key. Furman cuts him off on the right elbow. Lillard to Miller, fumbles with it, got it back, threw it up, no good. There's rebound number 9 for Webb of Taylor. Far sideline, Olam. Right-hand dribble, pitching back to the trailing Yoon. Furman open, Yoon wants it and feels it and hits it in front of his own bench. 4th 3 of the afternoon for Gavin Yoon. 17 for the junior sharpshooter. And Taylor's lead is its big as it's been all day, 77-68. Johnson the answer with a 3, no, off the left side rim. Olam tiptoeing the baseline, gets it and saves it into Furman. Yoon has made his last 3 threes. Hubbard on the baseline, 4 fouls, poked away. Furman tried to dive on it, couldn't keep it away from Reed, who throws it almost into traffic. Lillard up the floor to Johnson. 3 over Webb, left corner, nope, skips off the rim. His poor 3-point shooting day continues. Lillard over Hubbard, who does want to pick up his 5th foul, couldn't get it, and Furman cleans the glass for Taylor. Jared Johnson just 1 of 7 from 3-point distance today. And IUN just 3 of 17 from beyond the arc. They lob it into Webb, backdoor cut Yoon, bully ball, off balance, no, but he draws the foul on Javion Reed. 9th one on IUN, number 2 on Reed, and Yoon has put together a spectacular second half 14 of his 17 points have come after halftime, and he is 5 of 6 from the floor overall. Pretty good day in the Yoon household. We mentioned it. Younger brother Garrett defeated the Taylor football team in his first collegiate start at quarterback for the St. Francis football team. And big brother Gavin's come up with 15 of his 18 here in the second half. 6 of 10 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3, 5 boards and 2 assists. It's going to be a happy Yoon household tonight back in Lawrenceburg. Makes them both. 19 for Gavin, and the Trojan lead is at 10. It's actually at 11, their biggest lead of the afternoon. Near side Johnson bluffs a 3, got around Hubbard, goes weak side to Lillard, who lays it in over a couple of defenders. 10 for Lemurray is Lillard, and that stops the Trojan fun for the time being and brings the Redhawks back to within 9. Miller pokes it away from Olam, who left the ball behind him. Saving it near sideline Miller, then Olam almost took it back from on the baseline. Back tip Olam gets called for the reach-in, and the Taylor students down below us don't like that against the freshman point guard Jackson Olam. First on 13 and white, that puts IUN into the 1-1. And Miller, the guard, has been struggling from the floor today, just 3 of 11 shooting. He's 1 of 3 from the stripe. A 1-1 here. And he makes the first and he gets a second. (79-71) the IUN deficit with 2:39 left in the second half. Second one for Miller, spins it off the rim, no good, and Hubbard gathers in his 6th rebound of the day for Taylor to go with his game high 24 points. Hubbard, high middle screen from Webb. Now back to the near side as Webb tried to do the screen and roll. Now Lillard switches on Hubbard. 2:20 to go. Taylor trying to play the long game here. Johnson almost poked away from Hubbard. Now he takes off down the lane, poked out of his hands, and Lillard gets called for the reach-in as he is beside himself. Number 3 on him, number 10 on IUN, and that puts Taylor into the double bonus. But Hubbard bent over at the waist. Might be favoring that right hand a little bit. No Jackson Lewis, the starting point guard a year ago. The Trojans have done well without having him out there. First free throw good from Hubbard. 25 for Jason. He's made 6 straight free throws after missing the first one of the day. 80-71 for a Trojan team that struggled to break 80 points a season ago. Second free throw, long off the left side of the rim. And Taylor's lead still at 9. Johnson galloping up the left side, now attacks down the lane. Lost it as Olam picked his pocket. Olam weaving near side. Hernandez cuts him off in the backcourt. Still 7 seconds. Olam behind the back dribble. Shook Hernandez way away. Olam not blinking here against the veteran-laden lineup, and now Malik Miller gets called for the reach-in, and he really doesn't like that. Mouth agape, palms of the sky in shock. The third one on the point guard Malik Miller, and Yoon back to the line to continue to add to his stellar day. Didn't break 20 points a year ago, and now gets it here, 20 on the nose with the first of 2 free throws. Back to a 10-point Taylor advantage. Yoon has been phenomenal today. 17 of his 20 points have come here in the second half. Front rim short and off. Stays at a 10-point Taylor lead with 1:55 left. Hernandez racing up the near side. Lillard, his pass telegraphed and intercepted by Olam. 14th giveaway for IUN today. Taylor has scored 18 points off the previous 13 turnovers. Taylor head coach Josh Angels across from us screaming directions, wanting his team to play the clock game here. The clock is their friend, leading by 10 with 93 seconds left to go in the season opener. Furman left side circle, right side screen Webb. And reaching in is Standback, and that's his 5th and final one. Standback was excellent today, scored 17, had 17 points, 13 after halftime. But the 5th and final one ends his season opener. 2 shots for Furman with 86 seconds left, separating Taylor from a season-opening win over IU Northwest, a team that received an at-large bid to the NAI tournament a year ago. First free throw good from Furman, gives him 13 points. And the second one, perfect as well. 14 for Furman, one of 4 Trojans in double figures. And it's a 12-point Taylor lead with 85 seconds left to go. Hernandez drives, swings near side. Wide open three is no good off the rim. And Webb almost had the rebound. We'll see if they give it to him. It's a foul against IUN, and now it's just free throw practice for the Trojans, leading by 12 with 1:18 left to go in the second half. So Webb to the line for 2 more. Does get 10 rebounds, 5 points, and now 6 points. Leading rebounder in the game today is Anton Webb. 6 for Hubbard, 5 for Yoon, 4 for Furman on the Trojan side. Lillard with 8 and Johnson with 6 for IU Northwest. Webb makes them both. He's made 5 free throws in a row. He's got 7 points. And Taylor's lead is 3. Hernandez's 3 might have been blocked. Furman couldn't get the rebound weak side. He tapped it over to Olam. Webb was out leaking, and now IUN puts up the pressure. Olam breaks it through 2 guys, goes far side to Webb in the far corner. 60 seconds left to go in this one, 20 seconds to shoot for TU. They lead by 14. They trailed by 12 in the first half. They erased that, led by 4 at the break. And they've built it to a double-figure lead here in the last handful of minutes. Furman got sloppy with the ball, then gets hit in the nose, and here comes IUN the other way. Miller drives on Webb, who got his hand on his forearm. And 2 free throws coming for Malik Miller. That's the 4th on Anton Webb. Miller to the line for 2, where he's 2 of 5 today. And bangs that in off the back of the rim. 9 for him. 17 apiece for Jared Johnson and Isaac Standback. 12 for Lemurius Lillard. Miller trying to be the 4th Red Hawk in double figures. Can't get it. Missed it short. And the miss is the property of Jason Hubbard, his 7th rebound today. And the game clock and shot clock about identical as Hubbard runs away from a double team. Into the paint, Euro step, and it's a block. And free throws coming for Jason Hubbard. They'll turn the shot clock off with 29.5 seconds left to go here in regulation time. 4th one on Javion Reed. 2 free throws for Hubbard. He's 6 of 8 from the stripe today. Preseason All-League selection for the 2nd year in a row out of the Crossroads League. Makes the first, with 1 more to come. Had 16 in the first half to lead Taylor offensively, and then it was the Yoon show here after halftime. No Taylor players down on the lane as Hubbard gets the home court roll. 27 for Hubbard. And the game and the play or shot clock turned off as Hubbard swats the Johnson layup away with his left hand. Well, that was the only thing we were missing today was a Hubbard block, and we get it right there. Johnson, fadeaway 3, nope. Off the hand of Furman and out of bounds. Johnson, 1 of 9, shooting the 3 ball today. It has been a struggle from deep for the All-American Jared Johnson. 20 seconds left to go here. Shot clock turned off. IUN shoots on the goal to our right. They trail by 15. Hernandez, step back. Harden, double step 3, missed it short. That lets Hubbard get his 8th rebound of the day, and he can dribble out the final 10 seconds as Malik Miller dances behind him, and now Hubbard just races away with a ear-to-ear grin. He geels off to Webb, and that will bring this one to a close. Taylor led by 4 at the break. They were tested early on in the second half with a combination of Gavin Yoon and Jason Hubbard, both surpassing the 20-point mark, were too much today for IU Northwest. The Trojans win their season opener by a final of 87-72. We're back with the Ivanhoe's post-game show next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
Your heart? Well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 4 different levels of membership for you to choose from. Each level receives complimentary season tickets, while the Athletic Director's Circle and Trojan MVP levels receive gifts from the athletic department. Over the years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-4331 or log on to TaylorTrojans.com and click on the Trojan Club tab at the top of the homepage. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes. Back here inside Odell Arena, Rick Johnston on the Ivanhoe's postgame show with the head coach of the Trojans, Josh Andrews. Before we begin, can you believe you and I have been fooling these people and letting us keep working here for 10 years?
I can't, man. Time goes by fast, but I'm very grateful for it. So thankful to still be sitting here with you. And, it's a great opportunity.
Slow start for your guys, a little sloppy with the ball, but then it seemed there was a couple plays that kind of flipped the switch, and then it was just right on there in that first half. What flipped that switch?
You know, I thought the bench came in loose and brought a lot of energy, closed the gap on that deficit in a hurry, and began to get stops as well. If I remember right, it was 19-7. Might have been worse than that, but they closed that gap in a hurry, and I thought it was with a lot of stops. Of course, we scored to close it, but we just had a little feistiness. We thought that the glass was just critical in this game, and man, it just felt like it got worse before it got better for a while. Some of it in the paint, a decent amount of it because they didn't shoot the ball well from the perimeter, and so it's long rebounds, and they're pretty adept to go chase it and get it, and they got some good athletes. Their guards are strong and go get it, and they're good leapers. So it exposed us. We got a lot of work to do there in finishing plays, but it's I'll probably say it 5 times here. They're a really good team. They brought back 2 studs from a team that won 23 games, and I know it's October.
And went to the tournament a year ago as an at-large.
I think maybe 2 years in a row, if I could be wrong. They're a really good team. Coach does a great job. They play super hard, and they play unselfish. And so it's a tough out. They are a tough out. And so that's a major win for us.
You mentioned the bench outscored IUN 20-8. It's getting reserve scoring has been a struggle at times the last couple of years, and breaking 80 points has been a struggle at times here, and you guys knock off both those today.
We do both, and hey, we shot it well.
59%, really good.
Yeah, turnovers are a bugaboo, but when sometimes that's early in the year, and some of it is it's our guys a little bit, and we've got to take care of the ball. Now they have closing speed and some defensive schemes that we don't see every day in practice. So when you play in October, it's hard to be really critical of decisions your guys are making. But we'd like to clean up 19 turnovers. That's not going to win a ton of games. And just some execution things. But, again, it's October. Our spirit was really good, and we ended up matching their toughness down the stretch, and we had to if we were going to close this out.
You had two over 20 points. I'm sure everyone probably penned in Jason over for a cool 25 because that's what he did, falling out of bed a year ago. Gavin Yoon comes in on a big day for his family. His brother gets his first collegiate start at quarterback. He comes in and says, by the way, hi, I'm the big brother. Scored 17 of his 20 in the second half and went 3 of 3 from 3. He shot it from all over the place and was just clean.
And the line you just gave about 17 in the second half, that's the part, that's the maturity, because a year ago or 2 years ago, and for most guys in his situation, when the first half doesn't flow like you would want, it's hard to then get really going second half. But mature players and winners, you stay with it, and you know that it could come, and it could be any guy on any night. But Gavin's got that capability, and if he'll play with that confidence, we're a much more dangerous offensive group.
We've talked about Caden Furman a lot from the junior class, because the other two guys that came into play today really big, that when they came in as fresh, we talked about Gavin. Grant Niehaus was really good, too. He had 7 in the first half, finished with 12, and was 6 of 8 from the floor.
He was the biggest of the catalysts, in the energy turning, and that's what a third-year veteran glue guy does, and that's what he is. He's glue for us. Everybody on our team loves him and what he brings and how he plays. And if we can get more of that from Grant, he won't always shoot at 6 of 8 from the floor, but if he's got that mentality, it's going to make our team really tough. And like you said, we've got bench scoring and some output that way. And again, that's without Jackson Lewis today.
Yep.
We hope he's back very soon.
Well, a guy that's going to help you win a lot of games is Jason Hubbard. He had 16 in the first half. He shot 5 of 8 from the floor. He had 8 rebounds. He tried to dunk on everybody. I mean, he had a slow start at the beginning, but then it was one of those where he got 2 shots to go, and then, the ball was down the hill at that point for him.
He did. I'm always hard on him and critical of him because the ceiling to his game and what he can be is just amazing. He just every year has gotten better. His leadership has just continued to improve. His how he approaches the game, and it'll just be. I think it'll just go up from here. But he was super efficient. He had a couple plays he'd want to get back or we'd want to get back. But as a leader, he settled down, and he got you see the fire in his eyes, and guys just play off of it. So I'm very proud of him. Very proud of our group. But his leadership. And Big Jeff did a lot of good things and helped us in stretches as well. We love those guys, and we need their spirit and their leadership. We have to.
Jeff had 4 points, 3 rebounds. Your leading rebounder, one of your new guys, Anton Webb. New Jeff from high school, or new Jason from high school back in Dayton. Took just 1 shot, made it, went 5 of 8 from the line, and pulled down a game-high 10 boards. Yeah. What I thought was most impressive, doesn't show up in the box score, his secondary jump is just out of this world. Yeah,
it's something that we've taught him when he got here, and we've had a good He just is a good he's a great athlete, but he's a better man. He really is. And we haven't known him for very long, but he just is an amazing person and loves the guys, has high expectations for our team. But I've been so impressed by who he is as a leader in the locker room. And he's just made a major difference. We love our freshmen. They're awesome guys. They're all going to be really good. They really are. And we'll grow together. So, yeah, but Anton, that's a special first performance, and he'll keep getting better.
3 blocks, 2. Tried to dunk over about 4 guys a couple different times. Yeah, it was a pretty good day for your first game at your new school.
Happy for him.
Last thing, we'll let you go. You guys were road warriors for the beginning of the year. How nice is it to start this year with 3 straight home games and 4 out of the first 5?
Yeah, especially if we can start better than we did tonight, and let it be true home court advantage. But it's first game, and the guys want to show out, and they've worked so hard. Sometimes you care too much, right? And you stop. You don't just play and compete. But if we'll protect our home floor, it's typically a sign of a good team and strong program. And we've got the right guys in the locker room, and they love each other. And of course they do when you win. But we trust them, and they're proud of the group. So we'll use this. We've got a ton of areas to get better. And like you said, thankfully we're back in here next week.
It'll be good. Thanks for the time. We'll talk to you then.
Yeah, thank you, Rick.
That's head coach Josh Andrews joining us here on the Ivanhoe Postgame Show. We're back to wrap it up next here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Back inside Odell Arena for the final time here on the season opening victory for the Taylor men's basketball team. They defeat IU Northwest, a team that went to the national tournament a year ago as an at-large team, by a final of 87-72, outscoring the Redhawks by 11 in the second half today. As we mentioned, the Trojans had two players eclipse 20 points today. Jason Hubbard had a game-high 27. He scored 16 in the first half. He finished 9 of 14 from the floor, 1 of 3 from three-point range, and he went 8 of 10 from the line. The story today, though, was Gavin Yoon, who scored 20 points in the ballgame but had 17 after halftime. He was 5 of 6 from the floor, 3 of 3 from 3, and 4 of 5 from the line in the second half. 14 for Caden Furman, 12 for Grant Niehaus, including 7 big ones in the opening 20 minutes. 7 points for Anton Webb, with the majority of those points coming from the line when he went 5 of 8. 4 points for Jeff Clayton, 2 for Jacob Kinsey, 1 for Jackson Olam, no points for Nate Parlberg, and none for Grant Jones. 3 in double figures for IU Northwest, 17 apiece for their All-American Jared Johnson, and 17 for Isaac Standback, as Standback had 13 of his 17, like Yoon, after halftime. Johnson was 7 of 18 from the floor, but just 1 of 9 from 3, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Standback, meanwhile, 7 of 10 from the field, no threes attempted. He was 3 of 5 from the stripe. 9 apiece for Malik Miller and Brian Hernandez. Good to see the Trojans curtail Hernandez after he came off the bench and scored 25 points in the Redhawks win over Taylor a season ago. Today, Hernandez, plagued with foul trouble, played just 18 minutes, had 9 points on 4 of 9 shooting. Malik Miller was 3 of 11 from the floor for his 9 points. And then to the bench, Javion Reed had 3, Davion Washington had 3, and Keon Lane had 2. Ryan LaFollette played, but did not score. The big story of the day, the bench for the Trojans outscored the IU Northwest bench 20-8. Points in the paint went in the favor of the Redhawks, 42-32. Points off of turnovers almost even, 22-21 in favor of IU Northwest. But as you heard in our conversation with Josh Andrews, the Taylor head men's basketball coach, 19 giveaways for Taylor, just 14 for the Redhawks is something that Taylor will look to clean up in practice this week. We had 7 ties and 7 lead changes. The Trojans' biggest lead was 15. That came late in the second half. IU Northwest's biggest lead was 12 at 19-7. That forced a Taylor timeout. The Trojans then went on a 14-2 spurt to tie the game at 21, and it was back and forth all the way after that. So Taylor gets the season-opening victory by a final of 87-72. And they will stay at home for their next contest. That comes up here inside Odell Arena Wednesday night as Aquinas, the Saints, travel south from Michigan to take on the Trojans here inside Odell Arena. We wish good luck to the Taylor volleyball team. They're in the 5th set right now with Marion. The volleyball team already wrapped up. Actually, check that. They won the 5th set 15-8 after dropping sets 3 and 4. Last night, the Taylor volleyball team wrapped up their first regular season Crossroads League championship in over a decade. They are the number 1 seed. That will start a week from today with volleyball action here inside Odell Arena. That'll start on November 5th. Quarters on November 5th. The semis are the 9th. The championship is November the 12th, and Taylor is home for every last one of those. We also wish good luck to the men's and women's soccer teams tonight. Taylor women here tonight against St. Francis. That is senior night. And the men's soccer team is at St. Francis. For our fantastic crew, of Missy on the camera and Colin on the computer. My name is Rick, and we thank you so much for tuning in to Taylor men's basketball today. The Trojans victorious over IU Northwest by a final of 87-72. This has been a presentation of Taylor men's basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. Until we talk to you again, we say goodnight from Upland, Indiana.
Proceeding has been a presentation of the Trojan Sports Network.